He's going for it.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
When it comes to the ultimate four-wheel driving, fishing and camping in Oz, one place really does have it all.
Touchdown, Fraser Island.
This is about as good as it gets.
We're here on Fraser Island with a special mission to catch one of the world's ultimate game fish.
There he goes. Look at him go.
Join us as we show you a side of Fraser you've never seen before.
This has got to be one of the best kept secrets on Fraser Island.
It's an absolute oasis.
A brand new build and one unforgettable adventure. We're on, baby!
This is what it's all about.
Unreal. For us Aussies, 𝗙𝗿 or Fraser Island is as close as we come to paradise. An incredible sand island jam-packed full of adventure, breathtaking beaches, freshwater lakes and perfect beach camping. It's a destination that draws back four-wheel drivers year after year. And for us, this trip promises to be something special.
Whether it's your first time here or your 10th, there's always a bit of nervous excitement as you air down your tyres before the soft sand of 𝗖𝗺𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀 and get ready to meet the island's ferry, which picks you up right off the beach. Conditions are looking a bit blustery as we queue up for the ferry, but it'll take more than a few grey clouds to lower the mood. And just like that, we're on the barge and off the mainland, and the adventure is well and truly underway.
Wait for it, there it is, and another one, there it is. First wheels on Fraser, mate.
About to join you, mate. A bit of sand under those tyres. Oh yeah, feels good.
Touchdown, Fraser Island.
Fraser offers so much to see and do, but for this trip we've got a special mission, and that's to try and catch a black marlin. I've managed to time the trip with a rare window of opportunity when the small juvenile black marlin are congregating on the west coast of Fraser Island, and to catch one on camera would be a dream come true. Joining us for the ride is our good mate Az, who's frothing for the adventure and the chance to test out the brand new Mitts build. Also joining us is Bailey in his Project LS80, along with a Smick Maverick Matrix camper.
Speaking of new builds, this trip is pretty special for me as well. It's my first chance to shake down my latest Project 2022 D-Max, kitted out with everything I need for remote touring around this great country. And I gotta say, I'm just loving the look of this new rig. Now, we've got a tradition here at 4Wheel Drive 24/7 that started years ago as a bet and now is a requirement if you want to have good luck for the trip ahead. For that, we're ducking into the 𝗷𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀 bakery and a meal that's guaranteed to either make you or break you.
Right, grab your pie of choice. I've got to psych myself up for this. I haven't done this for several years. And I've managed to slim down to about 92 kilos. This is going to put me back up over the 95, 96 maybe.
Step one, get yourself a roll.
Thank you.
I've never ever had a bad trip to Fraser Island, and I started it off with this. That, folks, is the perfect way to start a Fraser Island trip. It's tradition. Now, the pie and the bread isn't for everyone, but if you're going to attempt to catch a black marlin, well, you're going to need to man up. And this is a good way to start. With that, it's time to start pushing north.
The eastern side of the island is one huge long beach run that can take several hours to navigate, with camping options and sights to see right along the way. It's one of the reasons this place is so popular. And right now, we are in the middle of holiday season, and there's a fair few like-minded four-wheel drivers out exploring as well. Our aim today is to make it to one of our favourite parts of the island, that being Sandy Cape. But first, we've got a few challenges to navigate, starting with Indian Head. The sand around here is something you've truly got to experience to understand. It changes with the conditions, and at its worst, it can be talcum powder soft, especially in the middle of the day.
Oh, she looks a bit soft up there, mate.
Lucky for us, the D-Max and I are forging the way. Just like I thought, the new rig is loving it.
Now, I can't let Graham show me up, so I've got the boot in as I send the Dirty 30 through.
There you go, Shauno, you get stuck or what?
It's not too bad, boys, not too bad. Az is also through with 0 issues, and that just leaves the big 80. Towing anything around here comes with an extra degree of challenge, but something seems to be not quite right with the LS motor. There's a lot of noise, but not a whole lot of power. It's a weird spot to park, Bailey.
I know, it's really weird.
Wow, look how soft that is. Bailey's been noticing that the power is a little bit lackluster and the 80 has occasionally been going into limp mode, but we'll need to get him through before we try and diagnose it. That's all right. This is pretty darn soft down through here. Bailey's stuck, and he probably weighs about, I don't know, 6 tonne all up. So we're gonna try, but I think I might actually get stuck trying to do this as well. So we'll give it a go though. The max track should pop him up, and hopefully if we get enough momentum going, we might be able to just sing him to the top. But it's gonna be tough. There's a fair bit to go. All right, sort of want to drive as I get about sort of 5 metres up, and then just start driving, eh? Hold it.
Holy heck.
Big snatch getting that thing up.
There's a lot of noise then, mate. We got you through. Yeah, far out. That was soft.
That was soft, there was soot going everywhere, it was bloody sick.
That was pretty cool. Wow, that's some soft sand. I haven't seen sand this soft in Indian Head for a couple of years now. And there's a lot of weight to be towing behind the 30, but we got it done, thank goodness. There was a couple of times where I thought, I'm going down as well here, but somehow it just sailed through. An engine conversion always comes with a few teething problems, and while I'm no petrol expert, after a few phone calls and a bit of digging around in the engine bay, I reckon we've isolated the problem.
So what we're doing now is we've found out a bit more information. We're going to test that we have power at the injector plug and see if that's what it is, so give it a go.
Bugger. So number 8 injector is currently got an open circuit. So we've actually put a multimeter on the back of the plug on that injector. We've got voltage, everything like that. The pins look fine. Our only thought is that maybe number 8 injector has failed. Therefore, it's only running on 7 cylinders. So it's a little bit rough, doesn't have the power. It probably might jump into limp mode and things like that. But I don't think there's much excuses. You've still got 7 cylinders firing. I've only got 6, mate, and you don't see me making a big fuss about things. No, he's only got 4. We should be okay.
Yep, that looks like a problem that'll have to be solved once we're off the island. But right now, we've got another challenge ahead of us, and that's the infamous Ngkala rocks. This one stretch of sand causes more chaos in a week than every other sand climb in Australia combined. And right now, she's looking pretty damn challenging.
Well, this year's conditions are pretty darn wild. There's been a lot of people getting bogged, so I'm going to put the 30 up the front just because it's got a bit of go about it, a bit of weight as well. So if Graham does get stuck, which I doubt he will, we'll have this vehicle in the front so we can easily do a recovery. We're also going to get Bailey connected to the Ranger straight away. So again, we'll just connect them straight away before we even start. Don't wait till you get bogged. Put the strap up first and then just send them both up as a bit of a tandem convoy. That's a good way to get a trailer up.
We've left our timing a little bit how you're going, and there's levers at the moment, so we've got an eye full of a gallery up there. There must be 100 people watching. Now, the one thing I don't want to do is get bogged halfway through, so I'm just going to go down a little bit more. I was at 18. I'm just going to drop it down to about 16, maybe even 15 PSI. And now on the big rig, she'll just scoot on through like the hero that she is.
How's this? Ngkala rocks. Nice and soft at the moment, middle of the day. It's about as soft as it gets. How you going? There's a lot of crowds as well. It's good to see.
You've got this, big fella.
Yeah, it's not too bad once you get up here, boys, but just keep it going. It's nice and soft.
Ngkala is one of those climbs that just keeps on going. And even when you think you're up, just stay on that loud pedal. Trust me. Holy heck, have a look at this crater here. That's crazy.
Oh no, Graham.
Yeah, that hole is something else.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger, mate.
Don't worry, I've got this.
Yes! Yes! Yes, Graham!
Well, that was interesting.
That was full send mode, Graham. Oh yeah, you ready, Bailey?
All ready, mate.
This is going to be one hell of a ride. Rear lock is on.
Holy heck.
Here we go. There we go. Oops, pull it up.
Oh, listen to the big gal rev. Holy heck.
We're doing it, buddy. We're doing it.
We're almost done it.
That sounds exciting, boys.
Just watch that snatch strap. I'm downhill, I'm downhill.
I think we did it.
Yes!
The crossing of Ngkala is like stepping through the gateway into another world. On the northern side, the crowds are left behind and the beach opens up, and the glorious sandy cape is just on the horizon. Far out, folks. Let it all sink in. This is about as good as it gets. Access to this remote part of the island is limited per day to about 30 people, and is also governed by some huge daily tides that will literally block the access in and out. But check it out, folks, because it's absolutely worth the effort. Not far ahead is a camp that's got to be one of the best you'll find anywhere in the country.
Hey, Shauno, what do you reckon? Should we poke our way around if we can, mate?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to leave that tide much later. There's not much access up here, is there?
It's very thin. Even as I look at it now, I'm going to, thread the needle through here.
All right, mate. Good luck. Time that one well. Look at that. Waves just come just behind Graham. He's got to wait your turn.
Yep, I'm through.
Saltwater on the 𝗙𝗺𝗿 is something you really want to avoid, and a tide chart is a must-have if you're visiting this part of the world, as these beach sections entirely disappear twice a day. We're all through though, and our camp is just ahead.
If there's one thing you just got to do on the island, it's have a cast. And Shauno's put the challenge out to the crew to try and catch dinner. She's a pretty wild place up here, and some big weather patterns are still moving through. But that's not stopping the fish from biting. And I'm the first one providing the camp kitchen tonight. It's got ourselves a little dart here. Fresh out of the sea. These are actually beautiful eating, so we'll keep this one and see if we can't capitalise and get a couple more. Not to be outdone, Shaun's soon hooked up. Although, I gotta say, I reckon mine's bigger, mate.
Yeah, good Zach. That's a good size little dart too. You gotta be stoked with that. I'm definitely in the lead here now. 2-1.
With some fish on ice, it's time to set up camp. And I tell you, if you know of a better beach camp, well, I'd like to hear about it. Now, this camper is one we've not seen on the show before, But it comes with an incredible bonus feature, and that's an air-inflated annex that sets up like a breeze. Soon, Bailey's rocking a whole living area with protection from the elements. Pretty damn cool.
Now, as his new rig has caught the eye of our camera crew, who are always on the lookout for extra power outlets, and they're all over the big red arc system that comes as a package option with any MITS tray and canopy.
Yeah, but a campsite like this, it's absolutely stunning. It's right up there. I say it on so many stage shows around the country. People ask me, where's your favourite campsite? And I say it's up here. And it's not just, look, it's scenic, you're having great mates, good rigs. You've got a bit of a story by the time you get up this far in the island. And maybe on sunset, make it a bit romantic. We might even stroll up the top there and see what happens over the Breaksea Spit.
I tell you what, it does. You sometimes think to yourself it doesn't get much better, but you just put you sprinkled it, you dazzled it on top. The icing has just been dazzled on top of that cake.
There's nothing better than fresh fish when you're camping, but tonight I'm planning something a little bit special, and that's fresh island sashimi, which I'm preparing right now, ready for tonight. And that just leaves one more important island tradition: sunset beers at Sandy Cape.
Well, how good is this sitting down here on the top of Sandy Cape on the big sand dune, looking over the Breaksea Spit down there. It's a little bit of wind, but it's not dampening the enthusiasm. This is insane.
The thing is, if you go 20 k's back that way, there's you see the humanity. Up here, we've got one other camp over there.
Yeah, you got all to yourself.
Now, you cooking tonight? I don't want to bring the mood down. Just asking.
It's going to be good, mate.
Now, you're doing fish, aren't you?
I'm going to cook some fish up, and you might be surprised because we only caught a couple of dart.
Yep.
But I'm going to make that dart go a long way.
Gee whiz, I've been hungry. Not much there, I saw it for myself. All right, finish this off. Head down. Cheers, bro.
Cheers, lads. Good on ya. I've got a bit of a tradition when we come to Fraser Island. It's to catch firstly and then cook your fish. And tonight we're having fish. And we're not doing any old fish, Graham Cahill. We are doing some beer battered fish, the best beer battered fish you'll ever eat in your life, with a bit of homemade tartare sauce.
So, very much of it.
What do you mean?
Well, we've got 2 dart, 1 each.
Oh, one thing, you're probably getting bogged down the island somewhere, but I was down there catching fish bait and I made sure we got enough for the whole crew. But first things first, I think we make the tartare sauce because I'd like to get that refrigerated for about half an hour. That'll give me enough time to make the batter, get the fish going. You can use this beer battered fish in any which way. You can put it in a burger. You can just eat it straight up with chips or something like that. You can have it with salad if you're trying to impress someone or whatever. I think tonight, mate, we'll just cook some fish up and just
tiny little pieces of fish we've got. But anyway,
well, you'll be surprised, mate. You'll be surprised. But we'll cut into smaller sort of portions. We'll make it really nice and just really nail this batter. All right. First things first. Bit of mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is like the main core ingredient in a good tartare sauce. So I'm probably going to go.
It's a fair load.
It's not bad, is it? Worcestershire sauce, it's...
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Just a little bit. You don't need too much. Probably like that much. You'll sort of need
love capers.
Do you?
Oh man,
I'll go a couple of extra. A bit of a strong flavour.
Oh,
the capers. Dill now. Ideally, you'd go the fresh dill, but we don't have that today. A little bit of Dijon.
Yeah, Dijon.
And these ones here, little dill pickles. Yeah, these are just mini cucumbers. These, Graham, you can relate to these little fellas.
Give me that.
Now, ideally you'd blend them together, but guess what? Don't have a blender.
No. All right, well hang on, chef. Let me give this a bit of a mix.
If you do a mix and let me have a little taste on there.
Dip your finger in there.
See what we're dealing with.
I'll have a go too. Holy balls.
It's nice. It's really nice. It just needs a tiny little squeeze of lemon.
I'll go too.
That's the one. That's the one. I can really eat
that, yeah.
We're gonna chuck that now
back in the fridge
for about half an hour.
Don't buy that from the shops.
No.
Make that.
It's nothing like, you thought you got the little stuff from the dry section of the supermarket that tastes like tartare sauce. You've never had it in your life. Now we're gonna do the batter mixture first. There's a lot of tiny little differences you can do to make it super crispy. That's all you want. and a nice golden brown. This is just plain flour, mate, so I'm just gonna whack in.
Watch this, folks. Seriously, this is one of those recipes you can take with you everywhere.
Now, normally, if you're just making a beer batter, I'll tell you what, you can make it real simple. Use a bit of plain flour, bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and of course some beer. Stir that around, and don't stir it too much, it's the key, and that'll make a nice beer batter. However, we're going another level. This is what it's all about. And I'll show you what I mean by that. See this one here? Rice flour. If you want
Stop the bus.
If you want super crunchy beer batter, you've got to use a little bit of rice flour. And this will get used again. Use it, number one, for dusting the fish and also in your beer batter.
All right, this is my stuff. I need to get off.
So just take notes, 𝗘𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, because we've got a tiny little bit of rice flour in there.
Didn't even know you could get flour from rice. Difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult. You got to really push hard. Cold beer. Look, any sort of beer would work. It doesn't matter what sort of beer, as long as it's cold. It has to be icy cold. So here we go.
Oh, shivers, I'm given a job.
You're in.
Yeah,
You're in.
righto.
Make a well.
Yep. Oh, well, okay.
So we're doing it in baking. Oh,
Yep. Go. Yeah, gee whiz, what's the matter with you?
Hey, first tip, take the top of the beer off.
Really finds it hard to get it in the hole. There we go.
Righto.
Ah, yes.
Pours way better when you do that. So what we're doing here, give it some big stirs.
Oh, Struth. This is like winding in a marlin.
Well, this is the thing, mate. You've really got to beat it.
Oh, you do.
You got to beat it.
I wasn't prepared for this. One thing you don't want to wear when you're doing this is footy shorts with no undies. Because I tell you what, the vibrations I'm getting down below here, I'm lucky the cameras are at about waist height.
So all you're really looking for, if it sticks to the bottom of the spoon like that, that's about right. And don't over whisk it. That's fine. There's lumps in it. That's good.
You happy with that?
Yeah, there's lumps in that. That's not pretty. That's what we want. If you wouldn't mind doing us a favour.
Yeah.
I'll do. Ooh, crikeys. Crikeys. At the top of that, it's been in a campfire recently. Oh, far out.
Nah, don't worry.
How nice is this kitchen though?
Well, I mean, the whole thing.
I'll give you that. I'm going to go get the fish out. I might need 2 hands, but I should be right.
You're not going to need 2 hands, bro. It's like the tiniest amount of fish. Speaking of campsites, my goodness gracious me, we are right now right up the tip of Fraser Island, Sandy Cape, and Bailey has managed somehow to bring his camper trailer up here. This is a brand new one. This is an amazing thing. It's called the Matrix. It's got air conditioning. It's a camper trailer, air conditioning. It's got an air annex on it, which I thought Bailey put up. Oh, shivers, I put my swag up and it took me about as long as it took him to put this up. North-south bed, king size over here. We've got, I don't know what that is, a double down the back there, so you can put the kids down the back. The whole thing has lent some sort of degree of professionalism to what normally for us is not that professional.
Got the dart and all the fish I caught when you were just getting stuck on Fraser Island, mate. The thing that you don't realise,
yes,
when we went through Ngkala rocks, I went first. I quickly got over and I was so fast through there, caught a couple of fish, some really nice ones at that.
You're right.
And then by the time we got down there, they were filleted in the fridge. What I want to do is I just want to put some paper towel down.
This is where you're talking about getting things dry.
Nice and dry. And it doesn't matter how you're going to do these fish. Dry it with paper towel, make it proper dry. I'm thinking we might just have a little taste test just to see what we're dealing with, because we've got some fresh dart that's just come out of a little gutter, no more than about 500 metres away.
You're talking raw fish.
Look how translucent that is. The boys are laughing back there. Fellas, come down and try this. Come down and have a go.
I could put that whole thing.
No, it's not really. Bailey, you're there, I can see you, mate. You can come out now.
Oh, I don't know if it's that great.
Have a little go, Bales.
It tastes like fish.
Yes, well, it should taste like fish.
Bailey,
get it in your face.
Chew it up.
Bailey.
Bailey, no, you won't.
Get it in your face.
Bailey, come on. Just chew it.
Come on, in your mouth. Go, Bailey, come on.
That's beautiful fish there. No, you still got heaps there. You still got heaps
Bailey. Well, it's not for everyone, turns out.
Obviously, when I caught this, I just wrapped it in newspaper.
Crying out loud. Oh, and just happened to have it wrapped up.
Yeah.
Like you would at a shop, is that what you're saying?
Really nicely. This is a bit of Red Emperor. I'm not going to lie to you. I got this locally.
So you're really taking drying it seriously?
Oh, really. Make it as dry as you possibly can get
No moisture.
Now, this is where the rice flour comes out again.
Holy heck, we're not mucking around over here, kids.
We're dusting. It's what we call dusting.
Jeez. So you're really coating that?
We're coating it, we're dusting it, but you know what? All the excess will fall off it. What we need to do here, let's just try a little bit first. That's going straight in, so.
Looks like that.
Just like that. And here goes straight in, like that. It's got a bit of lumps in there, that's fine. That is actually fine. It's actually a blessing. It's a blessing.
Damn.
You don't want to put too much in at once. That's the key as well.
Big
Just
time.
do small batches, because it'll actually decrease the
Don't
heat
crowd
of the
the
oil.
pan.
You don't want to crowd the pan. We're going to get these out. We've got the tartare sauce. I actually got some wraps out here.
Salad.
Got some lettuce.
Yep.
So we're just going to make a real quick wrap, but it's going to be,
Man,
it's going to be nice.
seriously, some of the best looking fish I've ever seen.
Boys, jump in.
Get in there, boys. No, go on. You help yourself.
That tartare smells good, mate.
Yeah, whack a bit of tartare on that.
You got to be careful over here. You'll lose a finger.
Oh, no, it's hot as. That's the go. That's a
man.
proper wrap, that one.
Yeah, I'm not mucking around.
I'm whacking that.
Hot.
If you're going to go the little ones,
Yeah, I'm getting a few.
I want to go a big one right there.
Oh man, the taste of that. That is the crispiest, crunchiest fish.
And that's what we're aiming for here.
It's amazing, man.
Really good.
So good. Well, guys, perfect campsite, perfect meal. Grab a cold drink.
Going in, hey.
Yeah, go.
Do. That sauce is phenomenal.
That is amazing.
Just jump in the camper trailer, have a bit of comfort, enjoy this.
Yeah.
Bailey, apologies if we spill a little bit because, you know what?
First time you spilled something in there, is it?
You're exactly right. Get in there. Happens that. I'll come back for seconds in
I'm
this.
taking that with me.
Well, guys, hope you're enjoying our Fraser episode. I've got to say, honestly, Fraser is one of my favourite destinations in Australia. It's pretty easy to see why. But I just want to interrupt for 2 seconds to show you a brand new product we've got at ForwardDrive247.com. Now, this isn't your average hitch receiver. This is a soft shackle dedicated hitch receiver. So it goes in the back of your vehicle and a soft shackle goes into here. Now, if you're planning to do a bit of beach driving, I know you are after watching this show, get yourself one of these. Now, combined with a soft shackle from Snatching, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Get yours right now at ForwardDrive247.com. And I'll tell you what, put a comment below if you think Graham's going to get stuck, because something tells me, yep, you know what to do. See you around.
If you want to sum up just why Sandy Cape is so damn magical, this view says it all. You couldn't ask for a better place to wake up to, and the locals clearly agree.
There we go. Morning visitor. Little dingoes just popped in to see what we're doing in camp. How Fraser Island is that? Beach in the background, ocean. Camp's right here. There he is. Old mate Dingo, just chilling. Big tip, folks. Just leave them alone. Don't feed them. Don't try and pat them. Just enjoy them. They're just doing their thing. If you want to protect the dingoes, best thing you can do, ignore them. Looks a bit like me, that dog.
Getting close to the wildlife is one of the draw cards of a Fraser visit, but there are a few to watch out for, including a few pretty venomous snakes. Once again though, if you just leave them be, they'll do the same to you.
Today we've got a date with the glorious West Coast, but with the tide still too high to tackle the beach, there's a bit of time to relax and have a cast. Campfires aren't permitted on Fraser outside a few designated sites, and that makes this the perfect place to try out a cooking system that still divides people. Of course I'm talking about induction cooking. Az's MIT setup includes a 3000 watt inverter paired with red arc lithium batteries, and it's a system that's more than up to the task. You can see very clearly using the red vision that the initial draw is pretty intense, but very quickly it backs off and is actually a very extremely efficient method of cooking, with instant heat and of course a power source that you can recharge as you drive, or using solar. I'm a bit of a convert when it comes to induction, especially if you want to try and cook up something really quick and easy. And by the looks of things, well, the dingoes are a bit of a fan too.
Well, there we go. There's another sensational morning, Fraser Island, Sandy Cape. This particular campsite, there's a couple up here, but this particular campsite right here at Sandy Cape is my favourite on Fraser Island. Big call, I know. Today, we're going to head south, and then because it's a fact, it's science, it's something we all know, it's maths, it cannot be faulted. west is best. So even Shaun has suggested that we head to the west coast of Fraser today and camp down around 𝗖𝗺𝗀𝗀. Now, it's not tricky to get to, but because there are so many inland tracks jutting across, what I've done here is spent the last 5 minutes or so just having a bit of a look on the old VMS here so that I can plan our route across. Crossing the island is a fantastic bit of kit. The roads back across can be quite rough, quite challenging, down to the west coast. Sun sets over the ocean. Let's get out of here. Well, boys, I think you'd agree, one of the more spectacular camps on Fraser Island.
Oh, without a doubt, mate, it is one of my favourite, not just on Fraser, but probably in Australia, mate. And you can see pretty easy why. Imagine waking up to this every day, eh?
There's a cracker of a spot, mate.
Well, what do you say we try and beat these tides, which is going to be no mean feat. These tides are pretty high at the moment. They're going down, but we've still got a long way to go. Head south, and I reckon a swim is in order.
How good is this? Waking up the Sandy Cape. It's almost like its own little part of Fraser Island up here because you cut off from the rest of the island by the tides. So you want to get your tides right, but if you do get it right and you get your weather right as well, absolutely spectacular.
To get to the west coast, first we'll need to make our way back down the east coast, and that means once again tackling Ngkala rocks. And if anything, the northern entry is even more challenging.
The Ngkala rocks going north to south, still really soft sand the whole way through. So I'll call Graham through, he's going to go first, and fingers crossed, he makes it look easy. All right, mate, come on through.
All right, here we have the infamous, the famous Ngkala rocks southbound. Super soft little section through here.
Gotta go for it.
You've just got to get up into it.
For it.
Whoa, what's that? Someone's underpants. Whoa!
Oh!
Little bit too much put, boys.
Let him go, get soft up here. Oh my goodness! Turns out there's a few washouts.
It's actually remarkably soft.
Yeah, we saw that. A few washouts too. I didn't really see those until you hit them at full tilt. Yowzers, soft. Up she goes. Loves this sort of stuff.
Hold second and third. Lockers in. There's a super fun little hill climb here. Oh, there we go. We've got the washer. Oh! Just soaking it up. Just loving this. Whee, there we go.
Now, the big 80 has still got those engine dramas going on, and despite a good effort, it's just not going to happen. So the MITS rig is coming back to the rescue. Once again, a snatch is the go here, and the boys are equalising the load between the two rated recovery points using a tree trunk protector.
Rightio, Bailey, you ready, mate? If you just keep that tension on that snatch strap, and I'll drag you up, buddy.
Yeah, copy, mate, ready.
A snatch strap provides the kinetic energy to literally snatch a vehicle forward and is perfect for sand recoveries like this.
There we go.
On the limmy.
Fourth gear, low range. We are doing it. There we go. Oh, we're up, buddy. We're up. We can slow it down. Yes. The Ngkala rocks, north to south. We have done it. You ever been in 7th gear, low range?
Fraser Island might be best known for its incredible beaches, but there's something else that makes it special, and that's the inland lakes. And the one we're about to check out is pretty darn specky.
Yeah, how good is this, boys? Look at that. It's an absolute oasis.
This little number is Lake 𝗙𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, one of the lesser known lakes on the island, naturally filtered by the island sand and also home to some other friendly locals.
The lake is chock-a-block full of fish, including catfish and rainbow fish. And these guys are pretty curious, so don't be surprised if you feel something brushing up against you as you swim. But if you're travelling with mates, just pray it's a fish.
How good is this? Lake 𝗙𝗿. Now, do yourself a favour when you come to Fraser Island. There's a stack of different lakes. Now, Lake Mackenzie's got to be one of the most famous, and for good reasons too. It's absolutely stunning. But have a look at this, eh? We've really got the place to ourselves. This has got to be one of the best kept secrets on Fraser Island. Beautiful lake. Bit of a walk to get here, and that's why the crowds don't really come here. So do yourself a favour, make the effort. It's well worth it.
Later in the show, we'll be showing you Lake Mackenzie too. But for now, it's time to hit the tracks.
Shauno, you got a copy back there, mate?
Yeah, I've got you, mate.
Look, the East Coast has been cute. I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. But it's time to get real, buddy. We need to turn inland. We need to head west, mate.
And like they always say, mate, west is just west. But look, I've had a ball up north, and Eastern Beach is pretty busy. I reckon you're right. We should just sneak across to the west, mate. We'll probably have that place to ourselves.
I reckon we will, mate. Follow me. Let's head west.
Now, I've mentioned before that I sort of planned our Fraser trip with one key thing in mind, and that was to catch a marlin on the flats. For that, we need to get over to the west coast, where we're meeting up with a mate who's got a boat that'll give us access to some of the waters a bit north on Fraser Island.
The island's beaches are connected by a series of inland tracks, and some of them can be pretty challenging in themselves. Jeez, this looks a bit rutted out.
He's got it.
It's looking dusty up there, mate.
Yeah, I can't actually see him anymore. He's gone.
Yep, bit of right boot got us through.
Bit of flexi, boy. It really helps.
Put the rear locker in after seeing Graham. There we go. Straight through, just walking it.
There you go, easy, there, easy. Here we go.
Bailey's given it a red hot crack on this soft climb, but the 80's not sounding happy. And things just go from bad to worse.
Well, that doesn't sound good at all. I mean, it's missing really heavily. It's down at injector at the moment, and does not sound healthy. It just cut out.
I'm wondering if
Is that your fuel pump on?
yeah, I've just got the sub pumping into the main.
Can we try and crank it?
I was out of fuel.
It's out of fuel. At least it wasn't me.
Know that feeling?
I've never run out. As a bloke who's never run out of fuel myself, I think it's absolutely, it's deplorable that someone could come out this far into the scrub and run out of juice. I mean, Bailey, have a good look in the mirror, mate. You look like a crumb sausage. Look at you. Look at him. Oh well, at least that's a really good thing actually, because that means there's no big dramas. All right, best you drive that hill then. Another gear.
Third time's a charm and the 80 sails on up. Soon enough, we've made it across the island, and ahead lies another jewel of Fraser, the glorious West Coast. And even better, we've got a mate waiting to greet us with an awesome fishing weapon.
Well, how good is this? We just popped over on the West Coast right now. It's not every day you're greeted with such beautiful conditions, but what makes it even more special is we've got Nath in his centre console. Nath's come over from 𝗙𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 Bay, one of Az's mates, and what we're going to do is we're going to set up camp tonight, but first thing tomorrow, we're going to take it out and go for a bit of a fish. Now, the west side of Fraser has some really good fishing opportunities. We can't go home just catching 2 dart. We need to up the stakes a little bit. So we've made a couple of calls. I think we might just be in luck as well. We'll certainly have a lot of fun having a go, that's for sure.
Beautiful conditions out there, mate.
I know, I reckon
Stunning.
we get a camp going, because this is a pretty decent spot to camp if you don't. You reckon?
West is best, my friend. West is best.
West is just okay.
No, look at it. West
it's
is
pretty
best.
darn good, I'll give you that. I'll give you
that.
that.
This little spot is 𝗖𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Creek, and it offers a rare privilege on this side of the country, and that's the chance to experience sunset over the water. This side of the island is also protected from the wind and waves. Let me tell you, it really is as good as it looks.
Look, I don't know where you're sitting right now watching this episode. Might be at home, heck, might even be out in the bush, watching it on your phone, you got a bit of reception, but trust me when I say, get here. Afternoons like this, I can't even look at the camera, I don't care. Afternoons like this is what it's all about.
Two incredible beach camps in one day. That's pretty hard to top. But tomorrow we're gonna try. Yep, we're gonna chase marlin. I can't wait. We're up well before the sun and excited to jump on the boat and make our way north to start fishing the flats. When you think of marlin, you straight away think of big boats and fishing miles out at sea. But not at Fraser Island. This place has one of the most unique marlin fisheries in the world.
How good is this? It's about 4:30 in the morning. We've jumped on Nate's boat and we're going to catch a little black marlin. That's the plan anyway. Fraser's got, this time of year, a little run of small juvenile black marlin that come right up into the shallows. So it seems kind of crazy that you can see the shore right there. We're going to be fishing in these sort of conditions, and maybe, if we're really lucky, we might even see a little marlin. Fingers crossed, eh? Very excited about today.
Marlin fishing can always be a bit hit and miss, but hopefully today, luck will be on our side. These fish can be caught in a number of ways, but the most common way is to tow small 6-inch skirted lures around. Today we are trialling some garfish with circle hooks. Now this is a deadly way to target these fish, and because we're using circle hooks, well, we'll be able to release them in perfect condition. Let them go and let them grow, I say. All the waters around Fraser Island are absolutely teeming with life, including huge schools of tuna, and it isn't long before we're hooking up.
Oh, there's a big shark. Whoa, whoa. Look at this. There's a bait ball, tuna frenzy. There is so many tuna. There's sharks, there's bait, there's obviously tuna. It's all happening.
It doesn't take long before a rod goes off again, and this time I grabbed the rod and set the hooks. Sorry, Az, you got to be quick around here, mate.
There he's on. Yeah. We're on, boys. There he goes. Look at him go. How good's this? Yes.
Plenty of energy.
How good's this? Little black marlin. We're only been fishing for about an hour, if that. Phenomenal, right off Fraser Island. We nearly hit the prop on the sand, we're that close in. But we'll go have a closer look at this little guy and show you what all the fuss is about. Have a look at that. Beautiful little black marlin. Now, the purpose is we've kept him in the water. We don't want to lift him out of the water because he's a little juvenile fish. We want to look after him, protect him. We want to let him go and just get a good look at him as well. Look at the water. Look at how close we are to the beach. There's nowhere else in the world you can do this. Fraser's one of my favourite places in Australia, and you can see why. The fishing's off tap, the camping, the four-wheel driving. It's as good as it gets, it really is. Unreal. Look at him.
Have a go at that, folks. These are a very special fish. So special that we'll release this one so hopefully someone else can catch it again.
How good.
Mate, I think he hogged that one. He told me to take control of the boat. Next minute he's on. I think he knew what was happening. Right, it's only early morning. First one's out of the way, so fingers crossed we get a few more.
Luck is on our side and we get another bite. Az is on the rod and battling his first marlin.
Oh, we're on.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
Nice and smooth.
Have a go at the acrobatics.
Yes! How good.
That smile says it all. What a day.
First marlin, baby.
Super cool, man.
The boys are on.
That's super cool. Well, that's it, eh? Well, it's fishing game. I thought it was hard.
While the boys are heading back from an eventful morning, Bailey and I have been taking another look at the 80 and soaking up a bit of West Coast sun. How good is this place? Now, after seeing Az live so comfortably out of his canopy setup for a few days, there's a few things I reckon I need to pick his brain about.
Oh, there's your mad dog. Time for a cup of coffee. Mate, I was going to make up some elaborate story about why I'm coming over here. It's not for a coffee, it's not for a chat.
No?
I want to poach some ideas, bro.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Well, the Y62, as you know, we're doing a redevelop at the back.
Yeah.
Not because I wasn't happy with it. I just thought I could utilise the space that I had a little more efficiently. So I want to know what you've done with yours.
Yeah, this thing, we've fully kitted this one out, mate. So I'm one bloke in this car now and I've got storage for days.
Yep.
I've got a little bit too much storage, to be
copy
honest
that.
with you, for one man.
Yep.
Got a good old upright fridge.
Yep.
Next to it, I don't know if you've seen these before. Mate, the pantry fills in this nice little space
That gap there is a hard one to fill. You've done well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we've got the single drawing table.
With the dividers inside.
Yeah.
And this one goes the full length
Yeah.
so that you're utilising that entire backside of the canopy.
Yeah. Still got a little bit of space over the back there.
Yep. 12 volt?
12 volt, mate. I've got a big system in here. I've been helping the camera boys out even.
I noticed that, yes.
3,000 watt inverter, 300 amp hours of power.
As a touring rig, you've done exceptionally well, man. All right, well,
Thanks,
I've got
mate.
some ideas.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you might be getting a call from me with regards to both sides of my canopy. I haven't done them wrong. I just reckon I can do them a little
Better.
smarter. Yeah, a little smarter.
Yeah, we can help you out there, mate.
Done. I'll let you finish your coffee.
Sweet.
I'll go and get packed up.
Thanks, mate.
With our mission for Fraser ticked off, there's just one more thing on our list. And for that, we're heading back inland.
Time to hit the road.
Well, what a sensational little campsite, eh? Az and I, we managed to get out for a bit of a fish this morning. We weren't disappointed.
Mate, the photos, holy balls. You guys slayed.
Yeah, it was sensational, mate. It was just wicked. Ad's got his first marlin. You can't complain with that. It just blows me away every time I come to this place.
Mate, what a way to catch your first marlin. Fraser Island with the boys. Couldn't be better.
You won't see anything like that anywhere else in the world, mate. That is a real one-off. We're absolute blessed today, mate. I reckon we'll head across the east side of the island. There's still a fair bit to do today.
For those of you watching at home in Oz, a pretty big national holiday is right on us. And we've got the perfect thing lined up to celebrate.
Buddy, we've got about, we've got about an afternoon to go. We're going to be on that ferry by 5 o'clock today, mate. Today's a very special day. It's also the final day on the island. And I'm thinking, what better spot to finish up than Lake Mackenzie?
Mate, you've read my mind. It's a long favourite of ours, mate. It can get a little bit busy, but the site is something to behold. It's worth stopping down there.
Lake Mackenzie or bust. Next stop. Let's go.
Lake Mackenzie is one of those places that draws people around not just the country, but the world, and for good reason. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more perfect inland swimming spot, and it makes for a fitting way to wrap up a big trip.
Well, this is it. Australia Day, Fraser Island, Lake Mackenzie. We're playing a bit of beach cricket. So far, I'm winning.
And I don't know about that. He's been doing all right on the ball sports, but I'll tell you what, I've done all right in the Marlin sports if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, mate, you slayed out there.
Fraser
That was
Island's
fantastic.
one of my favourite places in Australia. So whatever you're doing today, make sure you just suck it right in and just enjoy it, because we're pretty bloody lucky if you ask me.
And I think that's what's resonating across this trip for me. How damn lucky are we? Everyone on the island at the moment is having an absolute blast. People all around us are playing. I don't know what he's doing over there. We won't look at that too long. Folks, Australia Day, get out there, have a blast. Catch us next time.
Well, mate, before we get to the ferry,
yes,
one more swim.
Done.
Together. Oh,
yes!
In the face.
Left-handed too.
Stick around, folks, because up next, it's the 4-wheel drive 24/7 outtakes.
Next week on 4-wheel drive 24/7. We're back again. It was an epic wheeling down the great state of Victoria. 1 week, tough tracks, 2 mates and a whole lot of fun. Go on, Orange. Go the TV! You definitely have done yourself a mischief. Worst case, you roll it. Oh, no! I don't know who's thought it was a good idea for us to be together on a trip alone, but we definitely need some supervision.
Yeah, g'day guys, it's Graham Cahill here. Now, like I say, West is best. We're about to head over to the West Coast. The West Coast of Fraser Island. I don't care what state I'm in, as long as I'm West. Oh, he's coming in hot. Really love Lake Bobby. Can you check that that camera's rolling down there?
On the front.
Right, he's got a red light. Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Something on his hand then.
Holy balls, man.
Yeah.
Come here. We have to. Little, oh my
I've
God,
got
that's
that
a sticky little thing. That
I
is.
know. It just shot right over my neck.
And I think that's what mates are all about. You just, you look after you, mate.
You gotta help
little
him out.
necklace, little curly boy, just get rid of that.
You like to beat your Ngkala on, do you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Oh, I don't really film like when I'm not. Yeah, I usually turn it off after
I don't.
the camera sort of thing.
Well, so this is why you miss a lot of the action.
Oh, really?
Like, would you have got us putting sunscreen on?
I wouldn't have captured it.
Okay, well, now the whole world knows that I use Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Body Mist.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's really refreshing.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to turn that off now. See ya.